Do you use this one tool to enhance emotional health and well-being in your organization and supersize your business? Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Let's talk about it today. Can you guess what the tool is? To me, that one tool is journaling. Journaling meaning writing things down. Today I want to share 6 different types of journals with you, and especially a mood journal, because that is what we're focusing on, emotional health and well-being, this month as part of our alliance with the Be a Better You annual challenge. We want to be a better version of ourselves, and being a better version of ourselves, a better human being, means we're a better business owner, a better leader, a better person, and we enhance and grow and build and supersize our business. Now, we talked a lot about the impact on culture of the emotions that we as human beings all experience on a daily basis. So what does that have to do with building and growing and supersizing your business? Well, number one, it helps us as individuals as well as a culture to process complex emotions, right? If we journal about it, if we understand ourselves better, we interact and we have better communications with other people in the organization. We work better together as human beings. We create what it is that we want collectively as an organization. We get more clear and aligned on where we're going, how we're going to get there, etc. So do you journal personally? And as an organization, do you document and keep notes about your progress and what's going on in your organization? I actually have done this. I've kept a mood journal for my businesses, depending on how I'm feeling in them and the experience and the emotions I'm gathering from other people. And I would just several times a day document on a scale of 1 to 10, or I would pick the mood and I would just document the name of the mood that I was feeling from the culture in the organization. Sometimes they were positive, sometimes they were negative. Sometimes it was anxious, sometimes it was stress. If we had the USDA coming, for example, in the Italian food business to do the annual audit, or it wasn't always annual. It usually was, we had a USDA inspector in every day, but sometimes they would send the big chiefs in to do audits of the organization. And that always made us nervous, even though we knew we were never doing anything wrong. We were always doing things right. It still made many people in the organization nervous. So that would be a time when I would have a high anxious or a high nervous or a high energy because everybody's getting ready for the audit, etc. So a mood journal is one of the types of journals that I highly recommend. You can keep it for your organization or just for yourself, because guess what? A lot of times the mood of your organization is your mood too. That's one of the patterns that starts to show up when we actually journal and document things. But we track our daily emotional state as individuals or as a culture and organization. And you can outsource this to someone else. Someone else in your organization can be the keeper of the mood journal, right? Or the keeper of the gratitude journal. And if you don't keep a gratitude journal and a win journal or a success file or a positive or happy or whatever you call it file for your business, I think that's another tool that you're missing out on. Because if we're not focusing on what we want, we're not creating more of it. If we're not focusing on what's working, and we're always worried about what's not working, we're just creating more problems and more challenges for ourselves than we have to. We've talked about gratitude journals a lot. I don't talk about mood journals as much because I don't really keep them. I know I'm a moody son of a gun. I've kept them in the past. I've done it as part of different challenges and things, or different trainings and coaching things I've participated in. But I don't keep a mood journal every day or on a daily basis. It might be something that I could incorporate into my overall journaling practice. I actually am to the point where I have one book I keep at a time that's a journal, and I'll put everything in it, right? I'll do moods, I'll do gratitude, I'll do streams of consciousness, which is our next type of journaling. Sometimes that's called a morning journal, or whatever time of day works for you. But just sit down for a few minutes and you just write out. You either set a timer for 10 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever you can do, or a number of pages that you're just going to unconsciously stream and write. You're just going to put your pen to paper and start writing, and whatever pops out, you're going to write that down. That's actually a really incredibly powerful tool for people that are writers and authors. Prompt-based journals, I've got a couple of those here. One I got from my sister as a gift, one I got from my daughter for Mother's Day, which I haven't started either one. I'm not a huge prompt-based journal user. I like to think of my own questions, my own prompts, or collect questions from people much wiser than me and make them prompts for the day. But this is actually a mixed type journal. It's a prompt journal and an art journal as well. You can draw out or write out some of the different activities, but it's definitely a prompt-based journal because it asks questions to trigger your thinking and to help you along the lines or topic, whatever you want. You can find a journal or create a journal for anything you want. It doesn't just have to be for emotions or for gratitude or for any one specific thing. I've done entire years on happiness, on being a better version of ourselves. That's this year. And that becomes a journal, because guess what? I do the daily action item, and I, along with everybody else, and I create a journal for it. So I have a collection. I have 8 journals from the last 8 years of challenges. I don't think I can reach one handily. Let me see. No, they're stuck in a pile way in the back of my credenza, so I'm not going to grab one. But we can do goals and vision journals. I'm a vision board fan or a vision binder fan, but you can keep a journal and just write out progress toward your goals, your vision of what you want in the future. I think everybody should at some point sit down and just power out their lifelong vision for themselves and their life, and then put that in a file and review it. I say review it monthly, review it annually for sure, and just then journal your progress toward that. And then finally, there's art and vision journals, which are more graphic and visual pictures or drawing based. Like I said, this is a mixed one. Let me show you. See, there's a lot of spots in this one for just drawing a picture or hanging a picture in there or sketching out something. I just rolled by a page and now I don't see it. So for example, you can just do graphics instead of, or drawing, or emojis, whatever works for you. So let me share one person's story and how that impacted them in their life and their career. From burnout to breakthrough. Emily's a 34-year-old marketing manager. She's burned out and irritable without realizing it. She started a mood journal with a simple 1 to 10 stress scale. So she just tracked her stress. How powerful would this be for certain people in your organization, right? Those that are anxious, stressed out, overwhelmed, overworked. Wouldn't having a mood journal that just tracked stress be powerful for them? It allowed her, within 2 weeks, she noticed that her mood plummeted on days with back-to-back meetings. And so she negotiated 2 quiet work afternoons where she just had no meetings. And then she saw her stress level drop and her creativity soar, because she realized the pattern was, when I have back-to-back meetings, when I have lots of meetings, I am stressed out through the roof. But if I switch a few things in my schedule, get myself 2 afternoons free a week, now I have all this time that's not with meetings, and I can use creativity and the things that I'm here for as part of the organization to create the career and the life that I want. Now, if anyone would like a printout of the different types of journaling, the purpose of them, how it helps with your emotions and moods, and an example entry, just hit me up and ask. I can just send it in a PDF form. I find things like that valuable because I forget about different types of journals sometimes. I usually just merge them all into one because that works for me, but that doesn't work for everybody. Everybody doesn't have a chaotic, mixed up mind like I do. And so you have to figure out what works for you. But I guarantee if you were to add journaling to your personal practice as a leader and to your organization as a collective, meaning documenting and sharing and keeping a history of your organization, you will supersize and grow your business much faster, because you will see the patterns that are helping your business to grow. You'll also see the patterns that are preventing you from growing, and you'll identify the bottlenecks and you'll alleviate them, realizing that often that is you. I know, harsh but true. All right. If I can help you in any way, hit me up and ask any questions about journaling. I literally have hundreds of journals, hundreds of them. And I go back for a while and review them, and then I don't. And then every once in a while, I will go back and find a tub of journals, and I will go through them because it is so fun and so enlightening. And when I think I'm not making progress, I look at what I used to write and I think, oh my God, totally different person. All right. Have an awesome day. Ask if you need help. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow.